Hello, my name is Colwen. No squid today, but I will be eating some food. I am covered in grass right now because I just got out from doing yard work, so please pardon that. So, critically important plot details. If I had to go to Walmart, because I needed a plunger for obvious reasons, and I get some other stuff, and it turned out cheaper than I was expecting. It was all good. I was having a good trip to Walmart. Well, on my way in to the Walmart, it started raining pretty heavily. And that implicates that it's going to rain again in the day. My mother needed to use those electric scooter things quite often. And more than once, they'd be broken because people would not take care of them properly. And there's been a couple times when I've needed to use them. Fortunately, they've never been broken when I need to use them. And even when I would like to use them, I shouldn't use them because I don't look old enough to use them. You know how that is. On the way out, I'm putting my stuff in my car. I left my cart inside. And I see this older couple. One guy parks his scooter into the shopping area. I may try and go through the story first and then go back and you know, elaborate, I guess. Okay. And I'm struggling, and I see this, I'm like, you know, that needs to go put inside, because if it gets rained on, it's going to get damaged. And I'm struggling to get it to work. I pull it out. This thing's heavy. I'm trying to get it to run so I don't have to push it back into the store. And I ask, how do you get this thing to turn on? And the lady tells me, okay. And I comment, these need to get put back inside because if they get rained on, they'll get damaged. Immediately, she starts yelling and screaming at me. How dare you come at us about that? And I respond, if they don't go inside, they'll get damaged. And she keeps yelling at me. And I, fuck you! How dare you! And they walk over and they start getting all up in my face. And we start arguing back and forth. And I keep elaborating how they'll get damaged. How they'll get damaged. And how dare I criticize them? And they ask, do you work here? No, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. It's raining. And then the older guy mocks me. And then he starts babbling at me. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, you're acting like a toddler. Toddlers do that. Toddlers do that. You're acting like a toddler. And you guys are ignorant bastards. Ignorant bastards. Because they're acting like ignorant bastards. And yes, I'm shouting and screaming back at them. And then, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to nuke this motherfucker. You're a child molester, aren't you? How dare you? You're acting like my older brother who molested me. You're a child molester, aren't you? I'm going to start fucking weaponizing that. Yes, I'm a victim of child sex abuse. I'm weaponizing that shit. They're acting like a couple of authoritarian bullies. Then some other guy comes up and starts yelling and screaming at me. And I tell him, you know what, go around. What? No, I'm not just going to go around. You need to calm down. Hit me then. Fucking hit me then. Do it. I'm wearing the sunglasses. I got my fedora on. I know the fedora, I know not actively having the fedora on kind of takes away from the image, I know. Then finally the managers come out. And this guy, maybe about his 30s, clean shaven, immediately comes up and starts talking to me. Hey, what happened? Dude, I'm trying to take the golf cart in. Do you work here? No, I don't. I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. And she keeps shouting and screaming at me, so I start shouting and screaming back. He's like, dude. where are you trying to go right now? After you put this away, I want to go home. My stuff's in the car. Just go. Walk away. Just walk away. And they're still shouting and screaming at me. And I'm pretty sure they're going to turn to them and be like, why are you so angry at him? Well, he told us that we should put our cart away. And why not just say to the guy, you know what? We should. We're tired. We're old. Thank you. But no. They chose to take offense because somebody said this should be done. Not you should do this. This needs to be done. And this pisses me off so much because I'm always having to over-explain, but so many times other people take what I say and twist it all around and add words and change words. With my landlady, I was living with in California at one point. She had the granite countertops, and she was stressing about, don't put anything on the granite countertop. Put something in between your plate and your granite countertop. Like, you know what? Fine. But she brought it up so goddamn much. I brought up a YouTube video that says, can heat damage granite? She looked at it and she said, see, I told you, heat can damage granite. That's not what it says. It's asking a question, not making a statement. She read it and automatically twisted it. Just like this dumb bitch. This should be done. How dare you tell us what we should do? Ignorant bastards. Acting like authoritarian bullies in a middle school, in a high school, in an elementary school. I have gone to a couple. I'm going to my last one this Thursday. Tomorrow, actually. Where they're assessing me for autism, finally. Took me moving out here, being on public medical coverage, then continually asking. Took almost 2 years to finally get, yes, you can go an hour and a half over this way to talk to the doctor about this and get assessed. Awesome, thank you, finally. Fucking A. The things I've shared with the autism lady is a bunch of things, but the second visit, I said to them, I'm kind of worried about whether or not you guys think I'm autistic. To which the primary doctor lady says, oh no, we know you're autistic. We just got to figure out what kind and how autistic. So I have been thoroughly unmasking, just not giving a flying fuck. Okay? If you come at me with some bullshit, I have no problem throwing down and yelling and screaming back. And I know all the little bullshit. You're acting this way. You're acting that way. You're being ignorant. Stop being ignorant. And that's what they're being. They're being a couple of ignorant fucking assholes. And then the older guy starts doing the whole blah, 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 blah thing. My older brother did that shit. He would authoritate and bully over me. You're acting like a child rapist. You're acting like a fucking Epstein. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that! You're acting like an Epstein. You're mocking and ridiculing and downplaying me. You're trying to intimidate and authoritate over me. I need ketchup! Where's the ketchup? So if I was smart, I'd edit something in behind me. Yeah, that's pretty much, I guess I've covered everything I wanted to talk about. I know I've mentioned a few times, when I say I was SA'd as a child, I was severely SA'd as a child. And I tried telling my parents, and they just outright didn't want to believe me. I remember vividly telling a teacher in the library, my brother puts his blank in my blank. He makes me blank his blank. He says that if I tell anyone about this, he'll kill my mom and dad. And I remember sitting in the in the kitchen, very, very foggy out in the backyard. So foggy to the point that you couldn't see out the back door. Like maybe you could see a couple inches out. You couldn't really see out. I was seeing with my back to the door. I had mom on one side, dad on the other. And like I know mom was saying it, but like it was like dad told her what to say. That's really, I get the feeling that dad told her what to say. God, I gotta remember to pay my car registration this week. I gotta go down Friday and pay it when I get paid. And my mom said to me, Colwen, you need to stop making up stories about your older brother. You don't want to get him in trouble, do you? Really? That didn't seal some fucking things for me? Well, gee, fucking A. Thanks, Mom. I swear, isn't that some Jason Voorhees shit going on there? No, I didn't get ganged up on by the neighborhood kids. Well, I did get ganged up on by the neighborhood kids a lot of times. There was some kids that would gang up and beat the shit out of me if they caught me. But more often than not, it was just my older brother would get pissed at me and start wailing on me. Or he'd antagonize me and keep mocking and ridiculing me and keep bullying me around. And I'd say, leave me alone, stop it, stop it. I'd scream at him and he'd wallop me and I had to get him under control. This is what it all comes back to for me. Okay? And every time I tried to tell my parents about it, it was, oh, you misunderstood the joke. Oh, you must have done something to make him angry. He wouldn't beat you up for no reason. Yeah, I told him to cut it out and leave me alone. I'm like 99% sure I ordered the daily double. No, I didn't. I did, but he didn't put in daily double. After I got done with, that bullshit, I go over to McDonald's, and there's this girl there. I want to say her name's Melanie. She's a fucking brat. She's cute, though. She's cute. She's funny. She keeps making dumb comments about my dad's dog, which kind of hurts me emotionally, but it's like, you know what? I've dealt with worse. I got my shots back at her a little bit, so hey. But I'm walking up to the McDonald's, and she sees me, and she's like, what's going on? She's staring at me like she's seen a ghost, and I'm like, yeah, I just dealt with some really weird fucking bullshit over at Walmart. So I'm going to ask you point blank, why the fuck are you staring at me? Well, normally you're here with your dad. Where's your dad? Probably at work. Oh, well, what are you doing here? Why do you think I'm doing here? You know what? You're fucking right. You just came in by yourself. I just came in by myself. And I said, you know what? I'm going to drop a little nuke in your lap. You know, I was severely abused as a child, and so that kind of affects how I act as a grown up. Oh shit! Just drop a little tactical thermonuclear warhead in our lab. Like, let's talk about that sometime. I told the therapist ladies about me and Takare, about how Takare is like a second personality for me, because there's also Jash. I've got all these personalities in my head, and I'm like, does that have anything to do with autism? It's like, no. And I had previously told them, like, one of the first things I told them is like, hey, I was sexually abused as a child, so I think that's something we need to throw on the table. Oh yeah, no, we'll write that down real quick. And later I'm telling them about Takare and Jash. I'm like, is that anything to do with autism? Like, no, that's probably a trauma response. Ah, you hear that, Takare? You're a trauma response. You're not real. He's real to me. He's real to me. I basically rebuilt my Lego Minecraft thing. And I've got some other Lego Minecraft up there. So I don't know how often I'd be able to get on to record. I just noticed my ketchup is gluten free. I'm eating gluten free ketchup. That's a I could imagine that's probably a thing, because they probably put like wheat and soy in other ketchups to help thicken them up. As soon as I can get a steady internet signal that doesn't cut in and out and get all choppy and shitty on me, should I set up a schedule where I get on and I interact with guys on Twitter or Instagram or some type of streaming channel thing? I don't know what the streaming channels are. I don't know. I am going to stop recording right now. Thank you very much to letting me vent and talk about bullshit happening. I honestly would like to think part of why the manager came to talk to me first is because he's seen me in that Walmart for 2 years, either with my dad or by myself, and I am always polite and civil and getting out of the way and being friendly to his employees and not arguing and yelling, and just probably, more than likely, maybe he's known this woman to be a crazy bitch. I don't know. I was doing the right thing. Yeah, I made a dumb comment. Get the fuck over it. There are some things you get pissed off and angry about. There are some things you don't. Somebody giving you a ration of crap saying, hey, you should put this away when you're done with it. You know what? Yeah, I should put it away when I'm done with it. Somebody sexually harassing you every day for 6 fucking months. Hey, are we gonna? Hey, do you wanna? Yeah, that's what you get pissed off about. Somebody sexually harassing you, you get pissed off about that. Somebody asking you if they want to see the porno that they were in, that's something you get angry about. Somebody saying, hey, you should do this, this needs to be done, is not a reason to get angry. Get over yourself, you egotistical, ignorant, child abusing. Because maybe that guy didn't sexually abuse a child, but I guarantee you, he's emotionally and physically abused a child at some point. He's beaten a child at some point unnecessarily. I can fucking tell. I can fucking tell. I feel like a conspiracy theorist saying shit like that, but you know what? I was a victim of SA myself. I can tell the type. I can tell the fucking type. And on that very dark fucking note, my personality is gonna be changing around a lot in these upcoming videos, because I'm just gonna fucking unmask in general, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be funny. We're gonna have fun. I'm Colwen. These are my ladies. They have seen me lose my mind in more ways than you guys can ever fucking imagine. Sometimes I really got to get a camera on me while I'm full-blown ranting and raving, punching the ceiling of my car. I've told you guys about that. The roof of my car is covered in blood splatter because I've broken my knuckles on my ceiling. Hulk busting! Rah! Fuck is wrong with you? Lots of things! I need to do a list when I get them. I'm going to finish my food and then, I don't know, I'll figure something else out to do. I got to get a video of that up sometime, I know. Bye-bye, guys. I'm Colwen, my ladies. Bye-bye. I need to add this in. I'll try and edit it around a little bit. I don't know. But during the argument, the dude's family members, the younger son, kept trying to grab the mom and pull them into the car and say, hey, let's just leave. And the guy wore a Vietnam veteran hat. And I pointed that out. Greatest generation, huh? But you're arguing over this. You fought in a war, but you're arguing over this. This is what you're arguing about. He didn't even want to hear me. Because he knew I was wrong. And that's the thing. He knew I was right. He knew he was wrong. He knew I was right. He knew he was stupid. But he was being an ignorant bastard. When the manager told me to just leave, I just left. And I know he turned around to talk to them, but you know, this guy's been to war. This guy presents as if he's been to war. And yet, he can't handle somebody telling him, hey, put your fucking electric cart away. I didn't even say it that way. I said, if these get rain on them, they will get damaged. If these get rain on them, they will get damaged. That is exactly what I said. And they both chose to get angry and offended. Not me saying, if these get wet, they will get damaged. Man fought in a war. Shouted and screamed at by his CO. Bombs going off, missiles going off, gunshots going off. Charlie! But he can't handle somebody saying, you should do this. This should be done. But the person who was abused as a child isn't allowed to wear their tinted lenses underneath a bright light. The person who was abused as a child shouldn't sniffle and snort if they need to. The person who was abused as a child shouldn't play with action figures. The person who was abused as a child isn't allowed to be hurt and upset and stressed about it. But this gentleman was angry because somebody said, this needs to be done. And all they had to say was, you know what? You're right. It needs to be put away. Thank you. Hey, we've got another one over here. Can you take care of that for us? I will take care of that for you. Called being humble, not arrogant and prideful. And yes, this is my social justice of autism coming through. Alright, this is me being very autistic apparently. I'm going to hopefully not add any more to this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Colwen. These are my ladies. I've got a burger to finish. Bye-bye.